tonight here on CBS. 60 Minutes. Then it'll be Murder, She Wrote and CBS Sunday Movie, the Hallmark Hall of Fame. Caroline. Not surprisingly, there's a lot of noise at Chicago Stadium this afternoon. Welcome back, everyone. 1:22 to play in the game. The Chicago Bulls lead Milwaukee by a score of 99 to 97. Bulls jumped off to an early lead, 17 points in the first quarter, but Bucks have fought back, made a game of it, and they've stuck fairly closely throughout the game.
Bucks coaching staff has done a good job. Matt Calvin is one of the outstanding players in the NBA some time ago, soon to probably be an NBA coach. I'm sure in that timeout, they've got to tell their players, look, we've got ourselves in a position to win the game. Anytime you're in the contest under 2 minutes, you're in position. What they can't afford to do is to get down here and let the Bucks get a basket and foul, and that's the most important thing.
Heard your former coach, Don Nelson, say on television last night that he liked the Milwaukee game plan. The only difference in game one was that the Bucks just didn't stick to it down the stretch.
Well, they couldn't stick to it because the Bulls were able to implement theirs by virtue of getting their hands on some loose ball, getting the tempo up. This afternoon, the Bucks, as a rule, have controlled the tempo. That's why they're in the game.
1:05 to play in the game. Jordan, baseline. Oh, we got the bucket.
And that's just what I talked about. He still takes the ball to the basket strong, but you don't want to let him get the ball to the basket. So I'm sure one of the things Dale's trying to tell his club, if he gets there, foul him. And don't let him get the ball up to the basket. Now you're looking at the three-point play, and you get the fans involved in the game.
34 for Jordan, 5-point Chicago lead with 1:02 to play. And now Harris has a timeout, and it's exactly what he's telling Brad Lohaus. 62 seconds to go. We'll be right back. Will put the ball in play at half court. Paul Pressey inbounding with 62 seconds to go.
Well, this is a mismatch that the Bucks are in trouble with.
Pierce, three-pointer, nailed it.
That's what I meant. The Bucks are in trouble. Ed Neely cannot guard Ricky Pierce, and that's exactly what they need to do to him.
Under a minute, 2-point Chicago lead. Robertson on Jordan.
As much as you can, you obviously keep the ball in Michael's hand and let him try to take it to the basket.
To the baseline. Oh. Timeout, Milwaukee. As Jordan, with points number 35 and 36, makes it a 4-point Chicago lead. Just under 37 seconds to go. Gumbel along with Quinn Buckner and Andrea Joyce. Bulls by 4 with 36.9 to play. And coming up right after this one, we'll take you to the Forum in Los Angeles. They're still about 15 minutes away from the opening tap there. It'll be the Lakers and the Rockets in Game 2 of that Western Conference opening round series. But with 36.9 seconds to play here, Quinn, and with the ball, do you go for a 3 or a 2 if you're the Milwaukee Bucks?
No, I think you can get the ball on the other end by virtue of you got the timeout. You can move it up to half court. You try to get a quick shot because you get 2 shot opportunities. If you get a shot up here in the next 6 seconds or so, 6 or 7 seconds. So I would imagine that's what they'll told him. If not, take the ball to the basket, try to draw a foul. If you don't think you can do it, kick out for a shooter. The Bulls got to just not foul. That's the one thing they cannot afford to do is just don't foul anybody.
Walking with a timeout remaining. Chicago with the 1 full timeout and the 20 and the steal at half court. Horace Grant with the steal. Jordan to Neely and back out front to Pippen. And the Bulls will look to ice this one. Big play by Horace Grant.
And Dale Harris knows that. That's an opportunity you just can't get. And then when you get Horace Grant to make the steal, again, athletic play. I mean, not many people can make that play at 6'10".
Del Harris calls Grant one of the most underrated players in the league.
Well, I think he is. He can shoot the ball. He's very active. The one thing I'm sure that the Bulls would like to see him is a little more aggressive inside, but he's quick enough that he uses his quickness instead of any overall strength to try to take advantage of his skill.
Cartwright right back to him. The Bulls are putting this one on ice.
Yeah, they really did, because Michael had a chance to hit Scottie Pippen under the basket and didn't do it. But they didn't need to shoot the ball.
Cartwright will go to the line again.
Dale was right when he said that his team would play a better second game than they did in the first game. They implemented the plan a great deal more, so had the tempo, but I think the Bulls credit, they were able to play the Bucks tempo, and at this point are 15 seconds away from victory.
We talked about the number of injuries they've had. The Bucks have used 17 different starting lineups this season. How do you establish any continuity doing that?
And I really think that's what's been most amazing about the Bucks. Not only that, they were able to pull off 44 wins with that, and the credit to all of the Bucks.
15 and 6/10 seconds to play. In the game, the Bulls 106 and the Bucks 100. Far away from taking Game 2 of this opening round series against the Milwaukee Bucks. Welcome back to Chicago Stadium, everyone. The Bucks contemplating just what possibly can be done in 15 and 6/10 seconds. Our Miller Lite player of the game is Michael Jordan. 36 points, 11 assists, 6 steals, 9 rebounds. And on his behalf, Miller Lite will donate $1,000 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society.
I had to override you to make sure that Michael was going to be the MVP, didn't I? Well, the Bucks at a point now, they've got to go for three-point shots. And you see Ricky Pierce is the leading three-point shooter, and the other two are both their 4- and 5-man power forward and center, Jack Sikma and Brad Lohaus. So what you would have to get out of this is to get the ball up the court. They'll move it up because of the timeout. But you penetrate and you kick back to those guys so they can shoot uncontested shots.
Bulls 106 and the Bucks 100.
If I'm out, I'm going to do everything I can to get the ball in Ricky Pierce's hands.
Pierce, Al Robertson, Paul Percy, Jack Sikma, and Brad Lohaus. Lohaus has hit 3 out of 4 from three-point line.